All right, so today we're going to be doing a deep dive into AI and Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
And specifically, we're going to be taking a look at an article that discusses Lisa Kudrow's concerns about the AI that was used in Tom Hanks's new movie Here.
Mhm.
So our mission today is going to be to kind of understand where Lisa Kudrow is coming from and I guess really explore this idea of AI in film and TV.
It's definitely a big topic, and I think is
Yeah.
one that's going to keep coming up over and over again.
Exactly. And so here uses AI to digitally de-age both Tom Hanks and Robin Wright,
Right.
which is something that, we've been seeing more and more of. But
Yeah.
this film is particularly interesting because the actors could see themselves de-aged like in real time on set.
Yeah, can you imagine, like,
Are you
being
been
able to see yourself
Italy?
like that? It's
What a trip.
a crazy technology, and it really fits in well with the movie because the entire film takes place in a single living room over 100 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's based on a graphic novel.
That's interesting. So, but Lisa Kudrow, who, we all know and love from Friends,
Of course, yeah.
has voiced some concerns about this technology.
Yeah, she's worried that AI could lead to studios essentially licensing actors' likenesses.
Oh,
So they could just, create a digital version of them.
so like kind of like those old cartoon portraits they used to sell at amusement parks?
Exactly. But, a much higher tech version
Oh, wow.
where you could manipulate the actor to do anything.
And so her concern is like, what happens to the actor then?
Yeah, what happens to the actors, especially, up and coming actors,
Right.
if their roles are being taken by, AI versions of famous people?
It's already so competitive
Exactly.
in Hollywood as it is.
Yeah, and I mean, her concerns go even beyond acting. She's also worried about the larger picture of like what work is left for humans
Yeah,
if AI can do creative jobs like acting.
right.
And if AI takes over those jobs, how will people, make a living? How will they sustain themselves?
Right. It's like that classic fear of technology replacing jobs, but now it's in this whole creative field.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
So we've got Lisa Kudrow, kind of ringing the alarm bells, but Tom Hanks actually has kind of a different take on this.
He does. He actually, in a podcast interview last year, said that he was pretty optimistic about AI.
Oh, really?
He sees it as a way to like extend an actor's career beyond their lifespan.
Hmm.
You could continue giving performances even after you're gone.
Like a digital legacy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is interesting, but I mean, wouldn't that kind of also limit the opportunities for
Yeah.
new talent?
A great question, and it's one that I think you're going to have to ask more and more as this becomes more
Yeah.
common in Hollywood. And it really makes you think, like, what even is acting at that point?
Yeah, is it still acting?
Right.
If you're just, an algorithm?
Is it genuine?
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got Kudrow worried about actors being replaced,
We've got Hanks thinking about this, digital immortality.
right?
What about the director of Here, Robert Zemeckis? Like, where does he fall in this?
So Zemeckis really defends the AI
Yeah.
and says that it's a tool for storytelling.
Okay.
And he argues that, like, the de-aging in Here is, like, secondary to Hanks and Wright's performance. Like, they're still the heart of the film.
Yeah, so he's not trying to, like, replace actors. He's just trying to, like, enhance what they're already doing
Exactly.
with AI.
Yeah, like almost giving them, like, a new
Yeah.
tool in their tool belt.
Yeah, like almost a special effect in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it goes beyond de-aging. I mean, like, think about all the streaming platforms are using AI to, like, analyze all that viewer data.
Oh, tons of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then using that to, like, recommend shows and movies and,
Yeah.
like, recreate the voices of actors who have passed away.
Yeah. And even, like, to make trailers
Oh, wow.
for movies.
So AI is, like, everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And so, I mean, this must have been a part of, like, the big actor strike that happened.
Oh, absolutely. The 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike was huge for this.
Yeah, how long did that last?
It was 118 days,
Wow.
over 3 months.
That's a long time.
Yeah. They were really serious about this.
Yeah.
And one of their biggest fears was losing control of their own likenesses.
Oh, so being digitally recreated
Exactly.
without their consent.
And being replaced by AI.
So just like what Kudrow was saying.
Exactly. And it wasn't just the actors. The writers were also on strike
Oh, right.
because they were worried that studios would start using AI to write scripts.
Oh, so they'd be out of a job?
Yeah,
Interesting. So it was like a united front
totally.
against AI.
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of get a more nuanced perspective on this, I think we should talk about Rachel Bloom, the writer and star of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah, she brings a really interesting perspective because she kind of acknowledges that right now, AI is limited in its writing capabilities.
Okay.
She says it's kind of formulaic.
So not quite Shakespeare yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
But her concern is that studios might start using those AI-generated scripts as like a starting point.
Oh.
So they have like the AI write the first draft, and then they just have human writers come in and like polish it up.
So instead of being like the storytellers, they're
Yeah.
kind of like the editors.
Exactly.
But I mean, who's to say that as AI gets better and better, that it won't be able to just like make fully formed,
Yeah.
compelling script?
The big question and the scary question.
Yeah, and it's not just about the scripts. It's about
Everything.
interrupting and music and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Who knows if we'll get to a point where AI is doing all of it.
That raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, what does it even mean to be creative when machines can do it too?
Yeah, and where do we draw the line between, artistic expression and technological innovation?
Huge questions.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
But what does this mean for us, like the viewers? How is AI going to like shape the stories that we actually see on screen?
That's what we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get into like the nitty-gritty of how AI is changing what you see on your screens.
I'm ready for it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've really painted a picture of AI's growing influence like behind the scenes in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about how this technology is actually impacting the stories that we're seeing on our screens.
Okay.
What kind of impact are we seeing like right now?
I mean, for starters, just think about how much content is available on like streaming platforms these days.
Oh my gosh.
It's
bliss.
so overwhelming.
It's endless.
And a lot of that is driven by AI.
Really? So AI is partially to blame for like
Wow.
my endless Netflix queue.
In a way, yeah.
Oh man.
Because AI is being used behind the scenes to analyze what people are watching,
Okay.
how long they watch it,
Uh-huh.
even what parts they rewind or skip.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then all that data is used to create these algorithms
Okay.
that recommend shows and movies that'll keep you hooked.
So it's all about keeping us glued to our screens.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing because like those algorithms can help you find shows that you might never have even heard of before.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like having your own personal entertainment concierge.
No, I like that.
Who knows your taste better than you do?
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
But I mean, isn't there a risk that we kind of get trapped in a filter bubble
Yeah.
where we only see content that's like already in line with
Yeah,
what
exactly.
we already like?
Yeah, if you're only exposed to content that you already like, you're going to miss out on new genres and like different perspectives, challenging ideas.
It's like only eating your favorite food every day.
Exactly.
Eventually, you're going to want something.
You get sick of it.
Yeah, you're going to want a salad or something.
It's totally.
So how can we like break out of these filter bubbles then?
Well, it takes effort, but one strategy is to actively seek out content
Oh.
that's outside of your usual recommendations. Like browse different genres,
Yeah.
explore international films in TV shows. Don't be afraid to try something completely new.
So like be an active participant in choosing what you're going to watch.
Exactly. Don't just passively consume what the algorithm gives you.
Yeah, be in the driver's seat.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
What else? Another good tip is to like read reviews and articles about film and TV because critics and journalists will often point out hidden gems
Oh, okay.
and offer like different perspectives that can help you broaden your horizons.
I like that. So it's like taking control of your
Yeah.
own entertainment destiny.
Exactly.
Yeah, and not letting those algorithms kind of dictate everything for you.
Yeah.
Speaking of voices, let's talk about how AI is being used to like recreate the voices of actors who have passed away.
Oh, yeah. This is a tricky one.
It is.
Because on the one hand, the ability to bring back like those iconic voices is really alluring.
Yeah.
It's like a digital seance almost.
Yeah.
A way to connect with the past. But there's also like a huge potential for exploitation there.
Yeah, who gets to decide how those voices are used?
Exactly. And is it even ethical to use someone's voice for something that they never agreed to?
And what about those deep fakes?
Oh, yeah.
Where they can manipulate someone's voice to say something that they never would have said.
Yeah. That's a whole other can of worms.
That's scary.
Yeah. And I think it's something we really need to be talking about as a society because, as technology gets better and better, those lines are going to get even more blurred.
Yeah, we're really going to have to be careful about that.
Yeah. And I think as viewers, We just need to be aware of this technology
Okay.
and really think critically about how it's being used.
Yeah, so when you hear a voice in a movie,
Yeah.
like ask yourself, is that real?
Is that a real person?
Or is that AI?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we've talked about how AI is being used to like recommend content and recreate voices, but
Mhm.
what about the actual creative process? Like how is AI being used to write scripts,
Yeah.
compose music, direct films? Like,
That's where it gets really interesting
yeah,
because there are already programs out there that can analyze existing scripts
okay.
and then write new ones
Oh, wow.
based on those patterns.
So you're telling me there could be like a rom-com out there
Maybe
that's written entirely by AI?
it's possible.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And it might even be good. The question is, would people watch it?
Yeah, would they even know
Exactly.
that it was written by AI?
Right. And I think it's very likely that we're going to see more and more AI-generated content
Yeah.
in the future. The question is, will it be labeled
Ah.
or will it just kind of blend in?
Yeah. And what about human creativity then? Like,
Yeah.
is there still a place for human writers and directors?
Yeah. Will they be replaced?
And composers if machines can do it all?
Right. Is this the end of human creativity?
I mean, some people think so, right?
Some people do. Some people think that AI will eventually just take over
Yeah.
completely, but other people think that AI can be a tool that enhances human creativity.
So it's like,
Like we could use it to do even more,
yeah.
push those boundaries.
Like a partnership almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like we're at this crossroads trying to figure out how to navigate this whole new world.
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Yeah,
How do we use this technology responsibly?
exactly.
Yeah. And it's not just about Hollywood. It's about like all aspects of our lives.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for like the future of entertainment and for us like as viewers?
I think it means that we need to be having these conversations.
Yeah.
We need to be thinking critically about, the role of AI
Mm-hmm.
in our lives.
Yeah.
And making choices about how we engage with technology.
So like being informed and
Exactly.
educated.
Yeah. And asking those tough questions like, what does it mean to be creative
Yeah.
in a world where machines can make art?
That is a tough one.
Yeah. And those are the questions that we're going to keep exploring
Okay.
as we move forward.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so we've talked about the tech side of things. We've talked about some of the ethical dilemmas.
Yeah.
But what does this mean for us, like the viewers?
Well, that's really the most important question, isn't it?
yeah.
Like, it's easy to get caught up in the, how cool is this?
Yeah, the wow factor.
But at the end of the day, it's about how it affects
Mm.
our experience as viewers.
Right.
Yeah.
So how can we, like, as viewers, be more aware
Mm-hmm.
of AI's influence?
Well, I think awareness itself is huge.
Okay.
Just being aware that AI is being used to shape what we watch, how we find it.
Yeah.
Even the voices and faces we see, that's like the first step.
So, like, paying attention to those algorithms, being skeptical of, like, de-aging.
Exactly.
Then maybe even doing a little research about, how things were made.
It's like, who's behind it?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Interesting.
Think of it as like exercising your critical viewing muscles.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask questions like, if something seems off, if a performance seems weird, or the
Mhm.
plot's predictable, like, dig a little deeper.
So you're encouraging a healthy dose of skepticism.
I am.
Okay.
But it's not about rejecting AI completely.
Right.
It's about engaging thoughtfully and critically.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thoughtful engagement.
Yeah.
So what does that look like in a practical sense? Does it mean like boycotting films
Not necessarily.
that use AI or not using streaming platforms that use algorithms?
It's more about making informed choices.
Okay.
Like, if you're not cool with how AI is being used in a particular film, then don't watch it.
Right.
You can also support filmmakers and studios that are using it in ways that you like.
Okay, so it's about like having a voice and using it
Exactly.
to kind of steer the industry.
Yeah, you have more power than you think.
Okay.
Like your viewing habits, your reviews, what you say on social media, all those things tell the industry what you care about.
So it's like a two-way street.
It is.
We're not just passive consumers.
No, you're an active participant.
We get to help shape things.
You do. And as AI gets more advanced, that's going to be even more important.
Yeah, I mean, thinking back to the beginning of our conversation, we've got Lisa Kudrow on one side worried about actors becoming obsolete.
Right.
And then Tom Hanks talking about digital immortality.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think these perspectives will evolve as AI becomes even more, ingrained in everything?
It's hard to say, but I think we're going to see a mix of both.
Okay.
Like, some actors might totally embrace AI and use it to do new things,
Yeah.
and others might totally resist it
Okay.
and say, no, I'm sticking with the traditional way of doing things.
And it's not just the actors.
No, it's everyone.
It's the writers, the directors, the composers.
Everyone, yeah. AI is going to change things in ways we can't even imagine right now.
So what do you think we'll see in the near future? Like, is AI going to become so good that we won't even be able to tell the difference between what a human made
Oh,
and
no.
what AI made?
That's the question everyone's asking.
Yeah.
It's possible, like, as AI keeps evolving, it's
Yeah.
going to get harder and harder to tell.
Yeah, it's exciting, but also a little scary.
It is. It's a weird time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's uncertain, but also, like, full of possibility.
Yeah.
The future of entertainment is being decided right now, and we all have a part in it.
So what's like the main takeaway? What's the one thing you really want listeners to remember from this conversation?
I think it's be informed, be engaged, and be critical.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Challenge assumptions. Share your thoughts. The future of entertainment is in our hands. Let's make sure it's a good one.
I love that that's a great note to end on.
Yeah.
This has been such a fascinating conversation. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your insights.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And to all of our listeners out there, thank you so much for joining us on this journey as we explore AI and Hollywood. We hope you learned something new, and we encourage you to keep thinking about these things. Until next time, stay curious and keep those minds open.